104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Wednesday, October the 11th of 2023, with the gang, Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam at 6:01 a.m. Happy Wednesday to you all.
Yeah. You guys got to be
to Friday, friends.
be careful driving in. It's that misty rain, and people don't really they don't really know how to drive in it. But I was going to point out, if there's anybody listening and you're going down the Beltway, because I come into work through the Beltway and Briar Forest, there's the entire front end of a car in the middle of the road. It's like dimly lit. You can't really see it until you're right on it.
Did you report it, or do you?
What
do you do with it?
I don't know who to report
I think you
it
call
to.
311 for that, don't you?
311? Okay.
I think so, yeah. When you see
try
dangers
that.
like
This
that,
is
you
like,
call 311.
20 minutes ago. I'm just like, oh my God, there's an entire front end, like the headlights, the whole thing.
And then
It's
you
just laying in the middle of the road.
Run over it.
I mean, it's the last second I avoided it, but, you got to watch out.
Well, the question is, what happened to the person that was in that car?
That's what I'm wondering. They must have cleared off an accident in the middle of the night and just left a
Or
crucial
just-
part of the car.
Some cars are POSs, and they just
Hey, the whole front end fell off.
wow.
It could have come off of a truck that was carrying salvage.
You're right, a wrecker. Yeah, flatbed. They're carrying the wreck, and it just fell off. It wasn't secured properly.
maybe they hit something
A bump.
as well.
The
And
whole
then
front end come off?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why there's so many accidents on 290. You remember every single morning, we always hear about a report, 290, and in other places like 59 at Chimney Rock, there's always a lot of accidents there. There's so much
59
debris.
Chimney Rock is always a hot spot because
Yeah.
people freak out about the merge or
merge.
get the hell out lane.
Yeah.
It's really quick to either exit off Chimney Rock or you want to try and keep going, but you got to get over. People just have issues. Are y'all having a problem with the sound?
You're really
You're all
coming in
touching
hot.
your ears.
It sounded weird for a second there. It
Yeah.
sounded kind of hot.
You're like overmodulated.
You got a new mixer.
I did straighten my hair, so thanks for that.
You're right, hot ruler. Yeah.
Did straighten my hair. Yesterday, our engineer George had to come by my house to have a visit because for those 6 o'clockers that either don't know or forgot, I am a host of the national syndicated show called Weekends with Roula. It's here on KRBE, but it's all over the country. And I have to pre-record that because it goes all over the country at different times. And so right when I finished recording that, my system just kind of fizzled out. And I was like, I don't know what's going on there. So I gave it like 20 minutes to like rest it out after I was like, I don't know, maybe it's just been on all
Let's
day.
fire it up.
And, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I, kept coming back to it and it was like dying. I don't know. So I called him. At first I called Guitar Center because I wanted to get another one of these machines and they were out. And then I look on Amazon and there was no way I was going to get it by the morning. So I called George and he comes over and he puts it all together. And now I feel like, it's like new stuff. So maybe that's why it's loud.
That's true.
They don't last forever, especially if you leave them on. And we all have a habit of leaving our little mixers on.
Like
and
for 2
devices on.
years straight?
Yeah, you forget.
Mine was on for 2 years straight.
Because when you turn it off, it resets all of its stuff. And you're like, I got to figure it all out again. But yeah, so now with the new one, just
And then you get a
give it
lightning
rest.
storm.
I'm amazed. How do they do that? Like in China, they have one factory that does like 500 different types of mixers, or is it like a little building where they make that mixer? You know what I mean? Because there's not that many people that need that mixer.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm sure they're all
apparently
building
they
them
do,
in some
Eric, 'cause
horrible
the
conditions.
Guitar Center didn't have any.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe they.
Are they the only game in town? Like, if you need electronic, like musical equipment, mixers, like I know that's where I get. Like, I have a turntable, and that's the only place in town I can find like a
is Guitar
stylus.
Center a place I would have found this also? I just went to Guitar Center. What did you say, Eric?
Guitar Center is probably the best that you're going to find around town in a lot of those different spaces. Evans Music City used to be a place. I don't know if they're still in business.
Yeah, they're right on West Time.
And then
No,
there's
it's
this.
not anymore.
Wasn't that across
That's
from Rula's?
Dogtopia now.
Was that across from Rula's restaurant or no?
It was close.
No, Evans Music City, yeah, it was right down the street.
they're
from
gone,
Christie's,
Rula?
but It's Dogtopia now. It's not there anymore.
What's Dogtopia? What is that?
It's a place to
Dogtopia is a
your
boarding
dog.
place.
Oh, that's like a club for dogs.
No.
There's
There's one off West Time or the other direction.
And you guys ever give your dogs that anxiety pills, whatever that medicine you see at the They say hemp or whatever you see.
Yes.
Dog anxiety medicine.
I've tried that with Misty and it didn't work.
That's what I like to give it like before he gets a haircut or something, or I put him in the truck.
Right.
He's,
I'm
shaking.
sure. I'm sure there's somebody that has something that
I would
works,
ask
but-
your vet before you give your dog anything like that. You don't know different breeds have different tolerances. I'd be real careful before you do something like that. I would ask your vet.
That's why I don't do it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
And they can recommend. They know what they're talking about. Speaking of giving, did you guys see the story in the news about the kindergarten teacher Roula who
Ridiculous.
gave
Melatonin.
the kindergarten, and these are special education children, gave them melatonin gummies.
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand. It was in Humble ISD. I don't know why the teacher would do that. Melatonin is supposed to make you fall asleep. So why do you want the kids to fall asleep during the school day if they're not?
So they don't have to teach.
They do nap
Yeah.
time.
I
at
mean, the
Humble
teacher
ISD?
resigned. The teacher did resign. They haven't charged her with any crime right now. But wouldn't you be really mad if you found out a teacher was drugging your kid?
Absolutely.
Of course, obviously this is a problem, but I just don't understand the reason for it. I mean, you're a teacher of all these kids. You need them to be awake. I mean, what do you do? Put the class to sleep so it gets quieter in there? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I need more
maybe
information.
Maybe they have a class where they teach them all day, the students.
Yeah, now's nap time.
And now, yeah.
And then they
Or
got
if you
'em-
think about it, if a tired kid, they're probably not as rambunctious and running around like crazy. They're just going to be chilling. So maybe that's what she was
But I
looking
mean, it's supposed
for.
to make you
It's
fall
just like
asleep. I saw in the comments on one of the
Melatonin.
news
She's just
stories.
lazy.
that
She's just a bad person.
I'd
Well,
say
one
so.
parent
If you're
said,
drugging children.
I'm the person that sent my kid to school with the melatonin gummies, and I hope the teacher gave it to them. Like, this teacher was saying that about a parent had said that. And I'm like, is this person just trolling the comment line, or this actually
Probably.
happened? And the teacher's like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not allowed. I don't understand the mentality of wanting to give a kid in your class melatonin gummies.
It's not good for you.
Yeah.
Outright.
No. I've taken it before at night, just trying to get through the night, and man, I felt like I was drugged in the morning, and I had
Yeah.
horrible nightmares.
No, I take them all the time. They don't bother me at all.
Oh,
Well, what it does
I don't like
is it tells your body to stop producing melatonin. Like, why produce melatonin if you're giving it to your body?
Oh,
So
no.
then you get a chronic lack of melatonin, and it gets worse and worse and worse on down the line.
yeah.
Well, I feel like it helps to put you to sleep when you're having a trouble.
Once again, just like I said with the
every
vet,
night,
I would
but
consult your-
definitely take them when I'm tired. and I
Consult your
can't
physician before you
relax.
start taking
Yep.
things like that. There's so many things that you can just get legally that are really, I mean, like narcotics.
Glass of bourbon.
What's narcotic you
milk?
can get legally?
I mean, there are. Look, you can go to most of these smoke shops and you can buy the Delta 8, the Delta 9, all those kind of things. And I'm telling
I
you,
don't know
if
what
you
that
take
is.
you take one of those gummies, that's going to mess you up, man. You have a hard
Magnesium.
time driving.
New sleep aid.
That's
right?
what Mark takes. Yes.
Yeah, you got to be careful out there. It's like if you think your kid's like 18 and they're going to, oh, my kid doesn't do drugs, but then they go to like get vape.
Yeah, you
Pens
go to
and
these
stuff,
vape
vape
stores
stores.
and they sell all these gummies, and I mean, it may not have quote marijuana in it, but I mean, it's got some pretty potent stuff.
I took one of those once, and that was not fun. I mean, it was a little fun, but then it kept going.
7-Eleven gummies. Uh-oh.
It's like, wow, this has been like
Whatever
10
that Delta
hours.
is, I'm like, this feels just like weed to me. Like, this is going on for a long time.
And it's totally legal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like anybody could get this crap.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a story of Miley Cyrus when this kind of stuff first hit the market? She was in trouble for doing something like that, and she got sick.
Oh, I know.
or-
It wasn't Delta 8 or Delta 9. I forget what
I mean,
it
I don't know
was.
the names of the stuff. I'm just saying
It
something you
was-
could buy at a vape shop.
I know what you're talking about.
It's Delta
yeah.
Force.
Delta
Yeah.
Force. Wasn't that a great war movie?
That's one of the best
It
shows.
wasn't a war movie.
Is
It
it-
was a
The Mercenaries.
hijacking terrorist airline movie.
Yeah, Delta Force, they bring them in to
Yeah.
take them out.
They're the
They bring
elite
Chuck
squad.
Norris.
Chuck
Yeah.
Norris.
It doesn't hold
okay,
the
let's
test of
get to the
time,
fun
by
stuff,
the way.
guys.
No, it doesn't.
Ghost-
It's cheesy.
It was amazing as a
Go
kid.
Stros, go Stros, go Stros.
Hell yeah.
Go Stros, go Stros, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We got to do it today. I got to keep up with the
And
Rangers.
they changed the time, so now it is going to be at 6:07. Major League Baseball moved Game 4 to 6:07. It was at 1:07. Now it's 6:07.
Does anybody have an answer why we had to open our roof, but the Texas Rangers didn't have to open their roof yesterday? I'm just curious if
I don't
anyone
know.
knows the
I thought
answer.
Because
It's
MLB
nice.
makes that call.
Isn't it nice?
Tells them to open it or
Because the
close
MLB
it.
tells you to open it or not. But I mean, it's a beautiful day yesterday, and I'm sure it was nice in Dallas.
Yeah.
It
Rangers
depends
swept
who
the
pays
Orioles.
The most.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They pay them off.
I mean, does that do something to hurt a team?
I feel like
could.
our
It
team
It
has
changes
bad luck.
conditions. I mean, when the roof is open,
They would have lost their game that they lost on Sunday. They would have lost anyway. But I mean, if that's their advantage to get louder in there, and then they're used to playing like that. If you're used to playing like 90% of your games the way
indoor,
and then all of a sudden it's changed.
And also, Kevin,
It's different.
because I know you don't follow a lot of sports. Last year, was it last year or the year before?
Every year they
played
do it the last couple of
Yankees,
years.
and the roof was open, and the manager of the Yankees came under fire for saying that the roof being open caused a little bit more of some kind of a tailwind, and that's why we hit home runs versus having them in the park.
Because remember, it would die and Tucker would catch him. It would like die right before it was about to go out. They said if it was closed, it would have been a home run.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm just curious if anyone knows what happened
What
up
the
there.
reason
What's the
is?
scuttlebutt up there in
Maybe it's more difficult to see
Arlington.
the ball. In the history of baseball, the Astrodome used to have a clear roof, and they had to paint it like the second season because the players couldn't see the ball coming down.
That makes sense.
They'd look up at the...
It's all white.
Yeah, they could not see anything, so they had to paint every single glass tile in the Astrodome.
Oh, man.
But that job sucked, but they're testing him out.
Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, there is a viral story about a Houston gold medalist who needs your help. We'll give you the details on that. Here's your official weather for today.
Be a little careful. Give yourself a little bit of extra time driving in today because we've got like a light rain going on, and it should be going on for quite some time, probably till about lunchtime. And I love the cooler temperatures. It's only going to be in the mid-70s.
By the way, they said people are saying the humidity was too high in Dallas. That's why they had it closed.
Okay.
When I think of Dallas, I don't think of humidity. I think of Houston humidity.
Dallas is like a dry heat. It's not humid at all there. Right now, 67 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm very proud to present Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop on 104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. A couple things that you need to know about today at 8:13, 10:13, and 3:13. We have a chance for you to score 2 seats in our KRBE theater for the Eras Tour cinema release. So this weekend is when Taylor Swift releases her tour in the theaters for you to either relive it or live it for the first time. There's $100 million plus in pre-sale tickets already have been sold. Wow. We have a special KRBE theater that's going to be like being at the show again at NRG with the Swiftie selfie station. Bring it with your best outfit, your best Eras Tour Taylor Swift look that you want to wear, singing, dancing, fun. So at 8:13, that's your first chance today to call in and get a pair of tickets to that. We also have the Universal Orlando Flyaway. We are going to be playing a sounder that sounds like a boarding call between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. When you hear that, if you're caller 104, you score an Echo Dot. Then you qualify for a chance for a 4 to go to Universal Orlando Resort with flights provided by Spirit. So a lot of exciting things happening here on the Roula and Ryan Show today in 104.1 KRBE. Plus, of course, we're still on a high yesterday from the Astros winning. Not just winning, it was 9-1.
Yeah, that was
Although,
great.
Eric, I'm kind of crazy
Great game.
because it was 6-0. I could not relax still.
I was going the other way. Like, can we save some of these runs? Like, put over here in this savings account.
stockpile 'em.
And then use them for tomorrow.
Meanwhile, the
It was
Rangers
4-0
swept the
basically in the
Orioles,
first-
and now the game has been moved from 107 to 607. So the game is going to be on 607
It's
tonight.
probably better for a lot of people that work.
Yeah.
They're going to work. By the time you get home, put the game on.
I know. Let's go
Have a
Stros.
few
Let's go Stros.
pops.
Okay, wrap that up and get into the 7th ALCS.
By the way, did you
right?
see the Rockets, too? The Rockets 122 to 103.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks, our new guy that we got, he got kicked out within like 3 minutes of the game. He hit the guy in the nuts. And
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
And whoops, they kicked him out. I'm like, man. I was like, come on, dude. Because he's
Do
got
better.
Speaking of sports and things, all things Houston, we have a lot of gold medalists that have come out of Houston, Texas. A lot. Carl Lewis, Tara Lipinski,
Mary
Simone
Lou.
Biles.
yeah.
Originally, Mary Lou Retton, 1984, Los Angeles Olympics. Mary Lou Retton scored a perfect 10 in gymnastics. She became the first female gymnast from the United States to win the all-around gold medal at the Olympics.
America fell in love with her smile. They really did.
Smile, all of it. And ever since then, she's been like a motivational speaker. She has appearances, all these things. And she resides here in Houston. Now, there's a Spot Fund account that her daughters started because they say that she has been in the ICU for over a week fighting for her life from a rare form of pneumonia. They had set a goal to raise money because they said, well, first they need your prayers because they want her to get through this, but they also needed monetary help because she's uninsured. The post reads like this: Hey everyone, on behalf of my sisters and I, we need your help. My amazing mom, Mary Lou, has a very rare form of pneumonia and is fighting for her life. She is not able to breathe on her own. She's been in the ICU for over a week now, and out of respect for her and her privacy, I will not disclose all the details. However, I will disclose that she is not insured. We ask that if you could help in any way, that one, you pray, and two, if you could help us with finances for the hospital bill, anything, absolutely anything would be so helpful for my family and my mom. Thank you so very much. Their goal was $50,000. They have made almost $150,000.
Wow.
And a lot of the comments were like, oh my God, how can you be a gold medalist in this country and not be insured? But insurance comes usually with like a job, full-time job, or however, I don't know how expensive it is to get it outside of work, or a lot of people go uninsured when they can't afford it. Now
You have your own insurance,
are
you
you
have to
loaded
pay.
because you're a gold medalist? I don't know.
It's not easy. I mean, our healthcare system needs a serious overhaul. Like I can't even begin to wrap my head around it. Roula, just the other day, I have to be on a whole bunch of different meds for the rest of my life post cancer, and there's one pill that I have to take, and I tried to change pharmacies. So normally I'd pay like $24 a month for this, and I had to go over to a different pharmacy. It was $3,000 for the same bottle of pills. You tell me.
Damn.
How that can possibly be.
You get that good RX coupon over there.
For the same exact pill. You're right. You've got to get, if you're somebody that's having problems with bills, check out Good RX because they're fantastic.
I think Mark Cuban has the one too, right?
Does he?
I thought he started a company kind of like that to find you the best kind of good RX.
We need an overhaul of this healthcare system. How these pharmaceutical companies
when you
are
work
getting
when
away
you're
with this.
self-employed, that's why I always tell people it's why my parents died because they couldn't
couldn't afford good healthcare?
I mean, you said you get your own and it's expensive.
You just go on your own and it's so expensive.
Like, out of pocket, you're going to pay all that money for a mammogram in the early 90s. You're like, what do I need to do that for?
Especially if you're not seeing signs.
Yeah, you don't see a sign. Why would you spend that every year?
Right.
But it's called other ways death.
Yeah.
You pay the ultimate price.
And it also brings back around that just because you did something that made you world famous doesn't mean you have to really try and monetize that. And I think Mary Lou Retton did a great job.
Well, that was
of monetizing
84.
that. At least it looked like she did, but it was 1984.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's a long time ago.
Yeah,
Right.
it's dangerous not to have, especially when you get over a certain age, you absolutely have to have insurance. It adds up so quickly. God forbid you've got to spend a night in a hospital. That can be like $20,000, $30,000.
I'm glad that at least people stepped up for her.
Yeah. Thank you, Houston.
Sure, 100%.
By the world.
You can, if you just Google the story about Mary Lou Retton, if you want to donate, you will easily find, it's the top story everywhere. If you just put Mary Lou in the Google search, and it'll tell you exactly where to go, because the website is Spot Fund. It's a Spot Fund account. When I click the link, it just says spotfund.com. It doesn't say /Mary Lou. So you can even just go to spotfund.com and search Mary Lou Retton's name. You can donate there. They have raised almost $150,000 of their $50,000 goal, but of course they need more because they don't know how long it's going to take to get her through this.
God, I hope she's gonna be okay.
I struggled last night to finish because I don't know if you guys are bullheaded like this. Like when you're almost done with one last episode of a streaming thing, you're like, okay, I'm really tired, but there's only like 20 minutes left.
Which one are you watching?
I finished Beckham last night on Netflix.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And it brings me to the next subject matter because David Beckham on the second episode, the story is about David Beckham and how he became one of the biggest footballers in the world for soccer. And, his relationship with Posh Spice, Victoria Beckham, and their kids and his life and all the things. And you kind of feel sorry for him. Not kind of. You will
totally,
feel sorry for
totally,
him.
100%.
Yeah, 'cause he had some
never
problems,
knew
right?
Well,
this.
100% feel sorry for David Beckham when
They
you watch
treated him like
this.
crap, didn't they?
Awful.
The country
They
did.
wanted
They turned on him.
dead.
I don't know how he didn't commit suicide, Sam.
It's intense.
Because had he committed suicide, people have been like, wow, that's weird. Why did he commit suicide?
Yes.
Another reason why he
His
left?
entire country shunned him.
Is that why
His
he left?
entire country.
To go,
Because
to
football's
America?
a way of life. And I have a friend that is from London. You don't change teams. Like you don't
No, it wasn't because of that. It's because he committed a kick during the World Cup, which was the quarterfinals, Sam, or which game was it? It was one for the qualifying round.
It was one of the qualifying.
He got red carded. They took him out of the game. Well, he's the most important player. So when they took him out of the game, England lost, and the entire country blamed him
Wow.
for that. And he you could tell, Sam, couldn't you tell still he's so traumatized
Oh,
still? How could he not
absolutely.
be?
Absolutely.
Yo, for 2 years relentlessly, they would chant things about him and his wife in the crowds. They would have dummies of David Beckham with nooses hanging
Like an
out of
effigy.
buildings. They
Oh.
would show, I mean, it was just horrific,
forget that they're just-
what these people did to
Awful.
him.
They forget that they're just human beings.
Everybody's got emotions.
Because we see
It
them
was
on
just
TV.
one person that they hated. It wasn't even like the whole team. It was
Right, they
it
did
was
not hate the whole team.
insane.
You know what they did on the cover? It was 10 brave lions and one. What the hell? How did they
Cowardly
call
lion,
him?
or what did
called-
they say? What
What did they call him, Sam? The cover of the newspaper was 10 brave lions, one. I can't remember what. Something basically just.
I don't know.
Isolating him for being like, you're the
Yeah.
reason England is in shame. It was horrible, but it's really interesting because it does show you that really David and Victoria Beckham have a very real love. That
10
is for
brave
sure.
lions, one stupid boy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's not even clever.
God.
No, they
That's not
had
good
like
at all.
the worst. Yeah, the worst titles for him.
And even the player that he quote kicked, you know, they bring these guys back
Yes.
and interview them, and that guy said, "Oh, you know, did I think he should have gotten a red card? No,
Absolutely
that was
not.
like
He
barely a
flopped.
kick. And, you know, here I am flopping around trying to make it a big deal, and they red carded him. Like the guy even said he should not have been red carded for that move.
Let
It
me
was
be one of the
barely a
refs. If I don't
touch.
see a bone sticking out or like blood gushing,
No, but that's just-
no red card for you.
That's how soccer is.
I know that's why I
There's
don't
a
like.
lot of
That's the only part
flopping.
that turns me off when I watch
When they
World
flop.
Cup.
I think guys
I mean,
flop
they'll
a lot
ham it
more
up.
than girls.
And when they ham it up. Yeah, I don't see the girls do it as much.
No, it's
It's
definitely
always the
boys.
guys. And then also they pop back up in 2 seconds. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
get the
If
call.
you're gonna go down, then you have to-
kick.
Like, flop
Yeah,
it.
the face you're making, like, okay, I'm okay.
Yeah, it's-
you just walk right off the
You
field.
got to.
Well,
Gotta
in
get
the
that
in
call.
the show Beckham, it's 4 episodes. Fisher Stevens from Succession, Eric, is the narrator and director. Do you know this?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah.
even know he was in the soccer.
He actually wasn't. He wasn't.
He's
into
just
soccer.
narrating.
No,
But
he
he
No,
just
he's
directs
like
it, though.
interviewing.
He directs
directed
it.
them.
I think, yeah.
Oh, directed?
Yeah,
Okay.
he directs it. There's a story. There's all these other links to how Fisher Stevens became the director of this show, even though he wasn't even into soccer or football. But the topic I want to bring up, we've done this many times. We haven't done it in a long time though. Like, what's your weird quirk? Everybody's got a weird quirk. And in the second episode, the opening of the episode, David Beckham is in his kitchen, and it looks like a kitchen that you would see on HAR.com. Like one that in a house that's not lived in, because it's so spotless. And Fisher Stevens says, "Do you even use this kitchen?" He goes, "Yeah, of course I do. I just cooked last night." And he goes, "I can't stand going to sleep with even one dish or one cup or anything. Everything has to be clean, and not just clean.
Like
he
perfect.
cleans it like he's about to display his house." And here's the quirk that he has that really stuck out to me. Besides the clean thing, he said that he cannot handle when candles get burned and the wick doesn't get trimmed, and on the inside of the glass, I'm going to show you my candle here.
Like the stick.
Yeah, it
Like
has
if you
the
see my
smoke.
candle, it doesn't have any black soot inside the glass, but sometimes it does get black soot in the glass. He will spend so much time wiping out the glass of the candle because he cannot stand the soot marks in the glass. If the candle's not done burning. And I thought that was so funny because that's the thing that sticks in his craw. If he goes to your house and you have a candle that has black
thinking
soot in
about
the
that the
glass,
whole
he'll
time,
be
I bet.
distracted the
I
whole
know
time.
we're quick to throw around the term
Or
OCD. Would that qualify as something like OCD?
Well, we all have a touch of that. It's like our quirk. It's just the thing that you have to have. Like, I can't have my food touch on the plate, or things like that. So
Like
we'll
I
bring
can't
that back
stand people
at
when I see people
713.
eat food and they eat like the French fries first, then they eat the hamburger.
Look, no, it's going to get cold. Some things get colder faster. You
That's
got it.
so funny. That's how Mark
I have it
eats.
so good. I'm so good at eating. You could give me
So good at eating.
You could give me like four
I'm
things.
really good
you
at
give me
eating.
4 things of food, and somehow the last bite will have one of each thing. Somehow I'm so good at it. And I don't even do it on purpose. I don't
So
even think
you
about
don't like it when people
Challenge.
Like also, I'll
compartmentalize.
have a little piece of macaroni and cheese left, mashed potato or something or whatever. I
But
don't
it's
know.
better to get full on vegetables than it is on, say, the starch of
gets-
your plate.
I won't
True.
get full on
It
vegetables.
sounds like Special K is a French fry first.
yeah,
guy.
he's one of those weirdos.
They're getting cold.
All right, here's
You
the
gotta
number.
eat 'em.
713-390-KRVE is our phone number. What's like your weird quirk? It
Roughly
doesn't all
does
have
get
to be
cold.
about food. David Beckham's is the black soot inside the candle glass. He cannot handle it. He has to trim the wick. He has to clean the glass. What's a thing that you just cannot function? Like you're distracted if you don't do this. We'd like to hear from you. We all have something to contribute. Eric is the best eater in the room, apparently, and he can make it all perfectly
Eating
balanced
challenge.
out on his plate.
Anyone want to take me on? Let's do it.
I'm a great
Talk to
eater.
you next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
All right, we're asking the question, what is your strange quirk?
Everybody's got something. And somebody wanted to point out on text that it's not really fair to even hint that it has anything to do with obsessive compulsive disorder. It's just a human thing. Obsessive compulsive disorder is a whole other thing about you really think something's bad is going to happen if you don't do XYZ things in this ritualistic order.
I think people
it's
are
a whole
really
mental health thing. So
really quick
we
to
tend,
use that word, and that's not
yeah, we tend
appropriate.
to say that, but because basically it kind of describes it best for a lot of people, but really it's just a quirk that you have, and you just have to do this one thing or these two things. 713-390-KRBE. Don is up first to share with us what's the weird quirk. Hello, good morning, Don.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing fine. So what is your quirk?
Okay, I think this started during COVID or something, or maybe when my little son was born and he was crawling around.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever guests come to the house, and they're wearing their shoes or whatever, I kind of keep a mental note of the trail they walk around the house, from the kitchen to the living room and all that. And when they're gone, I pour a pine sol on the floor and sweep up everything.
Well,
following the trail that they use.
It's understandable if you've got a small child that's walking around on that floor, crawling around on that floor.
But now he'll probably never stop that.
Well, he's 4 years now. He's not crawling anymore, but I still do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you started it. It just became a habit, became a ritual, routine.
It became a habit.
Yeah.
So, because you can ask everybody to take off their shoes when they come to your house, but
Well, you can.
when
It's your
they leave,
house.
I just slip it down and everything. Well, yeah, you can, but I feel like, I don't know.
Look, Roula and
feel
Eric
like
and I
we
have a
have
mutual
that.
friend that makes us take our shoes off if we come to his house. Like, you have to
True.
take
It's
your
weird,
shoes
though.
off.
And Don, when
can't
my
just
kids
tell
were young,
people
Don,
that.
I used to do that too. I used to ask people to take their shoes off. I had flip-flops that I'd wear in the house that were just the inside the house flip-flops because of that exact reason. My kids were all over the floor, and I didn't want like the bottom of people's shoes all over my floors. And I can see how that stuck with you now. You just follow that trail and swiffer around wherever they walk.
You guys take
now
your shoes
you can't
off
shake it.
when you get home and then carry them like to your closet where your shoes
No,
go?
but my
I don't
next
know.
house I'm going to. And Booster said we're going to start doing that.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
pick them off at the door, and then
Do
I
you?
leave them there. And then sometimes
Yeah.
I pick them up. If not, I just wear them the next day.
But that
Yeah,
means I
yeah,
need
yeah.
to have house shoes. I would need to have little house,
Slippers.
like
Kevin's
slippers.
house slippers?
Yes, absolutely. Like my mom's house shoes.
I've got them.
Do it. Those Crocs.
Just wear
I know.
I
socks.
should, but I don't.
The
No,
yellow
that's another
Crocs that
shoe.
Sam gave you are perfect house shoes, Kevin. Come
Come on, your house Crocs.
Let's go to Kathy on the line. We're asking what's your weird quirk. Hi, Kathy. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Good morning, guys. I love you all.
Well, thank
Thank
you. We
you.
love that you part of
Tell us
So
what your weird
I-
quirk is.
I
I'm
cannot
quirky.
go to bed. I cannot go to bed unless it's made. If I, for some reason, can't make it that morning and my husband goes to bed before me, I will run ahead of him, make the bed, so I can sleep properly at night.
Oh, wait,
That's awesome.
Wait,
you're
you
making
know-
the bed
You make the
before you
bed even
sleep
though
in
you're
it.
about to
You're
get in
making it
it.
so you're going to pull it up and get it all nice and tight like it's a hotel room bed, and then you're going to climb in.
I feel that.
Yes, I
That's
can't
ridiculous.
usually, very rarely do I not have the bed made in the morning, like today. It's made. I'm on my way to work. But if for once in a blue, if I'm sick and I don't make it right then, I have to run and make it. And my husband goes nuts. 42 years of marriage, and if he goes off to bed, which only happened a handful of times, I will run past him, make that bed, and drive him bonkers.
Yeah, that's funny.
Are you putting throw pillows on it and
see why
stuff?
you
And then
like
you
that.
and then
No, I don't put the throw pillows,
Oh,
but I
okay.
will make it. It has to be a neat bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that. I like it to be smooth and nice before you get back in it.
Yeah.
I can't get into a messy bed and be like, okay,
No.
let's just mess it up again.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
I feel that, Kathy.
Well, it's
You
just
and I
like
are
it's
the
just
same.
like the gentleman who
That's funny.
called that
You
had
would hate
to
my
mop the
bed.
floor. I think that we all become creatures of habit, and you started routine. You may have started it for one reason, but now it's just become part of your daily routine.
it makes you feel good. If it makes you feel
Yeah,
good,
you're not hurting anybody.
you know, it's not hurt anybody.
A lot of
Why
people are
not?
having their debate on text around shoes in the house or no shoes in the house. That's a whole other topic for another time about how weird it's been when somebody has not want to take off your shoes. That was even a Sex and the City episode years ago where Carrie Bradshaw went to a party and they made him take his shoes off and she always wears those fancy shoes and someone stole her
Oh
Manolo
yeah,
Blahniks.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Someone
I remember
stole
that.
her Manolo Blahniks and she had to go home in slippers.
You guys ever have
Okay, another person said on text, I cannot stand when people walk through the whole day, gas stations, and they want to come inside and walk around the house. Absolutely not. Let's see.
what
After
were
a
you
shower,
saying?
I have to have my slippers to put my feet in. I cannot have my feet on the bathroom carpet, much less the bare floor. Ew. Plus, the toilet lid has to be closed as well. It creeps me out that the toilet is too close to the tub. It's like invisible germs, so I think, says the texter.
Now, here we go. Time for the Roula and Ryan show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, it is brought to you by Duncan. I want to tell everybody about Barktoberfest. I know that, Sam, you've judged it before. I'm going to be judging this weekend. So bring your friends, your family, and your pups. Enjoy entertainment, food trucks. There's going to be a big dog costume contest. I'll be one of the judges with some other local Houston
Wait, a
fixtures.
powder keg?
Powder keg, yeah.
I'm doing that too.
Yeah, I saw you on the list.
What the hell?
I saw you on the list.
What?
I was looking at the list of judges. I'm going to be judging at 4 o'clock. I think you're judging after me.
If I judge you first, Kevin, you're our favorite.
I
You're the
know.
only
I
one
didn't
we
know
want.
they were digging in the bottom of the barrel to get the rest of the.
Well, that's why I'm on in prime time, and they got you buried at the very end.
Oh no, the very end is when the finalists come out.
Yes.
That's why I'm doing the end.
That's when the traffic jam starts and everybody tries to get out.
You're like the two
powder
bands.
keg for real. Powder
It's
keg.
a lot of fun, y'all. If you've never been to this, it's so easy to find. You know that big Walmart right there at Westview and the Beltway?
Yep.
So it's right behind that, y'all. It's on Brittmore. It's so much fun. I did this the last year, and, I mean, you're just going to have a blast.
Record yourself, see if people will applaud for you guys.
Oh,
Shut
yeah.
up. Maybe
this
that's
is
why
the
they
gig
didn't
that
ask
poor
me to
Sam
come
went
back.
to as Legally Blonde, and nobody got it
they
that she
didn't
was
ask me.
Elwood.
Well, she had just literally started with the show, so nobody really knew her yet.
Nope, that wasn't
No,
it.
it was literally last year.
Oh,
It's all
sorry.
right. It's all right.
Hey, I'd like to introduce your judges, and here's Sam.
I hope no one claps for you guys. I'm gonna go there in a wig and like tell everybody like, don't clap for them, don't clap for them.
But come out to
Boo,
Powder
Ben
Keg.
Knob, boo. Boo, Ben Knob.
It's from 2 to 6. Ben Knob.
Boo, Ben
In Sam's
Knob.
defense, remember, everyone's talking, and they didn't hear the beginning of it.
Yes.
Like, okay, we're going to start the judging. Here's Sam from the Rule and Ryan show. People didn't
I
hear
was
it.
like, yeah.
We have the audio.
All right.
Do we have the audio anywhere?
No, we don't. Shut up.
I don't think so.
We don't
I thought
have
we
the
put-
audio.
Did we?
At one point we
We had
did.
the audio. We played that. I'm going to
There
get
you
it.
go.
Look at the computer. Look at it's going to be around this
I'm
time.
not looking for it. I'm not going to play audio of my awkward encounter, Eric.
Oh, we'll find it.
My
But that is what we
encounter.
live for, actually, the awkward.
I know you do, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's not a big. There's not a stage. There's nothing real formal
No,
about
it's
it.
not.
Oh,
We're
no,
right
not at
underneath
all.
like a pavilion.
And if sometimes people don't know there's an event there, and they just go, and they're like,
there's no way you
Their show
can't
for the
know
sand
there's an event
volleyball.
there. I mean, the parking, there's like
Read this
hundreds
texter.
and hundreds of cars.
But there's a
Ryan,
contest.
Will you be on time this year? I was there last year. You were way late.
No, I wasn't. That's simply not true. I was there like an hour and a half before my judging.
Ryan, will you be there on time this year at Powder Keg? Question mark. You
Yeah, I
were
was
late
totally on
last
time.
year.
No, I wasn't. That's not
It's
true.
It is unlike Ryan to be late
I am
unless
not
he
late
wrote
to
down the
anybody.
wrong
You just
time.
said the parking was really bad, so maybe
No,
you were
but
late.
I always-
the parking's fine.
Look, I got a lot of flaws. I'll be the first to admit. I make a lot of mistakes on a daily basis, but one thing, like, that's my weird
All right,
quirk.
Texter,
I have to
sorry.
be there on time.
You're a liar.
They're wrong. They just remembered it wrong because I'm
Boo, Ben
early
Knob,
to everything.
boo. You lie, Ben
No,
Knob.
no.
Why you lying?
Stop.
Why you always lying? Oh my God! Stop you f***ing lying!
God, I swear to you, I'm not late. Okay, by the way, Strohs, how can we not acknowledge this during the news? 9-1 win over the Twins. Game 3 of the American League Division Series. So the game tonight, it's actually been moved from 1:07 to 6:07 p.m. So the game's going to
Sucks
be
for
later.
those Twin fans that had their whole day planned. I ruined their whole day.
Wah, wah, wah.
Suckers.
Yeah.
Nice and cold. It'd be like 48 degrees, 50 degrees.
That's what I was thinking too,
Mm-hmm.
because we're so used to the heat. Like, how do they do it up there?
For pitchers,
I
it
don't
was
Yeah, some of
awesome.
them, their little pom-pom hats.
Yeah,
in the dugout.
right? And just trying to stay
Yeah,
warm.
he was
They
wearing a
probably
pom-pom
have-
hat.
Was he?
That's one thing
Yeah,
I've never
he
done.
was.
I need to do that. I
Oh,
need to
how
buy a.
cute.
I've never had a stocking cap with a.
With the little ball on the top?
As a kid, we cut them off.
Yeah, we did too.
No, they're so stylish. I have
Yeah,
a
now-
Steelers
Oh, God.
one,
Tom
and
Brady
I love
made it cool.
I also have a black Lululemon one, which is really cool.
Does it have a ball on it?
Yes, and I like to go like this with my head.
Oh, this,
Tell me
Like a
again.
little
wait,
bobblehead.
There's no way you
Instead
paid
of going to
$40
like
for that.
Target and getting one of those hats or
Roulette.
Walmart
Mark did.
for like, $4.95, how much does a Lululemon hat
It was
cost?
so expensive.
I bet.
I like got the bag and I was like, yes, maybe he got me workout clothes. Nope, he got me a hat that I can wear
Oh.
for like 1 month.
Thanks.
Because that's all he could afford.
Awesome, babe.
That's
You
all he
the
wanted to
man.
afford.
So a
Because
$5
that's like the
hat
cheapest
costs
thing
what,
in there,
like
so
$100?
$40.
I think it was
You're
probably
just like,
like
dang it.
$40, and I was like, oh, okay.
By the way, that texture is really animate. 100% late.
Oh my God,
Late,
yes,
late,
Ryan.
late,
it's
late.
coming in all in caps now.
We gotta get this
they're
person on.
wrong. Because I am not late.
I prove it, Texter.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to say you're always. It could happen.
I'm always early to everything. I literally give myself like 2 hours lead
Yeah,
time.
you're
for
definitely a
everything.
white guy.
Wow, this person's really
You show up to
doubling
parties
down
right
on the
at, they say
lateness
7
factor.
o'clock. You
Oh,
show
yeah.
up 6:58.
That's because then I can get out early.
but then you sit there.
I made my appearance and I can go. I do the Houdini and just vaporize out.
6:58 to 7:12.
Yeah. Hey, can't say I didn't come.
Yeah.
I did.
I'm out.
Coming up next, Special K's got a prank call. Is it a telemarketer turnaround or is it a robocall?
We'll do a telemarketer turnaround, a couple different characters. YOLO will be the word that I attempt to use today to throw them off their game.
Only live once. We're going to hear it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.